Right before things got crazy, Sheriff Breaker just vanished.
Maybe the sheriff knew more than he was letting on.
He seemed anxious, like he dreaded what was coming. One more mystery.
There weren't too many flaws to shine a shaky flashlight beam on in Alan Wake 2. But one thing I missed in 2023's excellent survival horror sequel was the absence of Night Springs episodes on the in-game televisions. These quirky Twilight Zone-inspired tales were a consistent joy to discover in Alan Wake's original 2010 adventure. So finding them seemingly off the air was a touch disappointing. The good news is that the series has returned in a now fully playable form with the Alan Wake 2 Night Springs DLC, which offers 3 standalone stories that take us back to the small town of Bright Falls and beyond. While the episodes are a bit short, I finished all 3 in a single 2-hour sitting. They were a blast to play. The first episode, Number 1 Fan, is both the goofiest and goriest of the collection. It lets you play as obsessive Alan Wake fan Rose Marigold, who waits tables at Bright Falls Oh Dear Diner. This action-heavy installment begins with Rose topping up coffee cups and clearing plates, but soon has her blazing through a bloodthirsty mob after receiving an SOS from Alan Wake himself. This request for help comes via an unexpected transmission through a wall-mounted big-mouth Billy Bass singing fish, adding to the enjoyably off-kilter atmosphere from the outset. Number 1 Fan strips the survival component out of Alan Wake 2 by giving Rose a fully automatic shotgun and an almost limitless supply of shells. The episode takes place during the magic hour before sunset, so enemies aren't cloaked in shadowy shields, eliminating the need for a battery-hungry flashlight. The combat is more straightforward, swapping the series' signature light-based fights for high-tempo running and gunning. Despite the simpler gameplay, it's an ultra-violent delight, propelled by campy 50s rock music and Rose's cutesy quips as she dispatches enemies. The second episode, North Star, slows the pace considerably as you plunge into the creepy Coffee World theme park featured in Alan Wake 2's main campaign.
This is the witch's hut.
Anderson, I thought I saw something in the woods. Probably just a deer, but I'm gonna check it out.
Okay, I found another page. Following up on a lead. Keep checking in.
Roger.
This episode arms you with a flashlight and a regular pistol, pitting you against spooky silhouettes reminiscent of last year's game. North Star is more puzzle-oriented, requiring you to crack keypad codes and manipulate a Ferris wheel's controls. While well-made, it feels like standard survival horror fare, and fails to leverage the jaw-dropping skill set of its guest star, leaving me with a slightly bitter taste. The third and final episode, Timebreaker, is the best and boldest of the bunch. Hear your cast as real-world actor Shawn Ashmore, reprising his role as Sheriff Breaker from Alan Wake 2 in a new game, directed by Remedy Entertainment's creative director Sam Lake. During a break in production, Ashmore is blinked into another time and space by Night Springs' Rod Serling stand-in, Mr. Door. This episode features surreal sequences through ominous forest paths and disorienting hotel corridors, shifting from monochrome to vivid comic book colors, mirroring Remedy's past work on the Max Payne series. The story surprises and inventive level designs make Timebreaker a hypnotic high note. Alan Wake 2 Night Springs is a compact collection of standalone stories that veer from entertainingly violent shootouts to tense survival horror before reveling in the batshit craziness of Remedy's multiverse. Although there's not much new from a gameplay perspective, and playing as a version of Control's heroine without her special abilities in the second episode feels like a tease. The highs greatly outweigh the lows. I'd gladly play through another collection of bite-sized side stories if Remedy ever decides to bake another batch. Could there be more Night Springs in the future? Hope springs eternal. Don't forget to like and subscribe for everything gaming. The greatest and latest gaming news on Discovery One.
feel like I recognize this. The fridge. The heart. I knew it would be here. Like I saw it in a dream.